How's grade 10? So here's your revision for your class test. Yes, it does say portfolio task, but it's the same thing as the class test. Okay. So going through question 1, simplify the following. So remember what we do here is we treat top and bottom separately. So if I look at the top, I've got a common factor, and I can take that common factor out, which is y. And we are left with x plus 2 over 2y. Now the y's will cancel, so this will cancel with that, and you're just left with x plus 2 over 2. Now remember, grade 10s, do not cancel that 2 with that 2. You cannot cancel across pluses and minuses. Okay. Next one, again, we're going to treat top and bottom separately if we can factorize. So over here, at that top there, I can take out a common factor of 11, and I'm left with x plus 1 over x times 2 over x plus 1. So this entire x plus 1 will cancel with that entire x plus 1. And there's nothing else that will cancel. There's no other x's, no 2's, and no 11's. So just multiply top with top, bottom with bottom. So 11 times 2 is 22 over x times 1, because remember that's just 1 over there, and that's 1. X times 1 is x. And that's our final answer. All right, going on to question C. Treat top and bottom separately again. So if I look at the top here, I have a common factor of 9x squared. Open up my bracket, and then there we're just missing an x minus, and then 9 times what gives us 81? It's 9, and then x squared, we've got the x squared, so we don't need that. All over 6x squared. All right, so this x squared will cancel with that x squared, and 3 will go into here twice, and 3 will go into there 3 times. So our final answer will be 3x minus 9 over 2. Now grade 10s, don't worry about distributing that 3 in, because remember what the question was. It was to simplify. So if you did that, you would have to take out the 3 again. So you can just leave your answer just like that. All right, moving on to the next one. Again, treat top and bottom separately. So if I look at the top here, I've actually got a common factor. And our common factor is this x plus 5, x plus 5. Okay, so that's what I'm going to take out as common. So we've got x plus 5. What am I left with? I'm left with x squared minus 25. X squared minus 25 over x plus 5, and then x plus 5. Now there's a reason I've expanded that. Just remember that that 2 means we've got 2 brackets, is because you'll see in a second. Okay, now before I start cancelling things out, I can see I've got a difference of 2 squares here. So I'm going to factorize that difference of 2 squares. So we've got x plus 5, which is that first bracket. Then we've got 2 brackets for this one. And remember, it's plus minus. What times what gives us x squared? It's x and x. What times what gives us 25? It's 5 and 5. And that was all over x plus 5, x plus 5. Okay, now I'm going to start cancelling things. So this whole x plus 5 will cancel with that whole x plus 5. Likewise with this one, x plus 5 will cancel with that x plus 5. And we are just left with x minus 5. Okay. Going on to question E. Right, again, treat top and bottom separately. So if I have a look here, I'm dividing by a fraction. Okay, so my first thing I'm going to do is tip and times before I do anything. So we've got here 3x squared plus 7x plus 2 over. I'm just going to flip this around because I prefer having highest powers of x down to the lowest powers of x. So this is going to give us 12x plus 4. I'm going to tip this one, so it becomes times and 6 over x plus 2. All right, so now I'm ready to factorize. So this top one here is a trinomial, and if we factorize that, that will be 3x plus 1, and then x plus 2. So grade 10s, please make sure you know how to factorize your trinomials. All right, over here, I can take out a common factor of 4, and we are left with 3x plus 1 multiplied by 6 over x plus 2. Okay, now we're ready to cancel. So this entire 3x plus 1 will cancel with that 3x plus 1. This x plus 2 will cancel with that x plus 2. Then 2 will go into there 3 times, and 2 will go into there twice. Remember, all of these are given us 1s. So I just do multiply top with top and then bottom with bottom. So 1 times 1 times 3 is 3 over 2 times 1 times 1 gives me 2. And that's our final answer. Okay, next one. Remember, if you're adding and subtracting fractions, you need to find an LCD. So our LCD for this thing here would be xy. So that's our LCD for that fraction over there. So we know it's going to be all over xy. Now this one's missing a y, so I multiply the top by y. This one's missing an x, so I multiply the top by x. Now remember, I'm going to tip and times this, so this becomes times, and then we flip this entire bracket, grade 10, so this would be 1 over x plus y, okay? Don't do it separately. Don't say 1 over x plus 1 over y. Keep that whole thing together and flip it just like I did like that. Okay, so y plus x is exactly the same as x plus y. It's the same as what is 2 plus 3 and 3 plus 2. It's the same thing. So this entire x plus y will cancel with that, both 1 and 1. Then I just multiply top with top, bottom with bottom. So 1 times 1 is 1 over xy times 1 is just xy. And that's our final answer for that one. All right. So for this one over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a different order first. Okay. So we've got x plus 4 over x squared minus 2x minus x over x squared minus 4 plus x minus 2 over, because I like to put my highest power of x's first down to the lowest. So this would be x squared plus 2x. Right, because we're adding and subtracting fractions, we need to find an LCD. But have a look at these denominators, guys. These are not nice. So what I want to do first is factorize these denominators. So at the top, it's just x plus 4 over, here I can take out a common factor of x, and we're left with x minus 2 minus x over, this is a difference of 2 squares, so it's x plus 2, x minus 2 plus x minus 2 over, take out the common factor of x, and you're left with x plus 2. Okay. Now we're ready to find an LCD. So our LCD would be, start from over here, we need an x, we need an x minus 2, go to the next one. Do we have an x plus 2 in our LCD? No, we don't. So x plus 2, I added in. X minus 2, do we have that in our LCD? Yes, we do. Go to the next one. X, do we have an x here? Yes, we do. X plus 2, do we have that? Yes, we do. So we've got our LCD. Now remember what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to multiply everything by our LCD. So the whole thing is going to be over our LCD, which is x minus 2, x plus 2. So what is this one missing from our LCD? Well, we've got the x minus 2, x minus 2, so we're just missing the x plus 2. So the top will be x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 2 minus x times, now we've got an x plus 2, x minus 2, x plus 2, x minus 2, so we're just missing an x plus x minus 2. Here we've got the x plus 2, so we're just missing the x minus 2. Okay, grade 10. So remember, binomial with binomial, we FOIL. So first outer, inner, last. So the first will give us x squared. The outers will give us plus 2x. The inners will give us plus 4x, so that's plus 6x. The last will give us plus 8. That times that is minus x squared. Then again, first, outer, inner, last, because we have a binomial with a binomial. So plus, the first gives us x squared. The outers gives us minus 2x, inners minus 2x, so that's minus 4x. The last, minus 2 times minus 2 is plus 4. All over x minus 2, x plus 2. So now I'm just going to get like terms together. So we've got here x squared minus x squared, they cancel, plus an x squared. So we're just left with an x squared. So I'm just going to cross these out because we are finished with them. Then we're going to do our x's. So we've got 6x minus 4x gives us 2x. So they're gone. And then we've got 8 plus 4, which is 12. All over x minus 2, x plus 2. And that's our final answer, grade 10s. All right. Now we're going on to these problem solving type questions. So if we have a look here, it's saying Isaac was given the following equation. So we need to simplify this thing, okay? He answered. So he's written this thing out twice, which is correct because that's what that 2 means. It means we have 2 of these brackets, okay? Then at the bottom, he hasn't done anything. Then what has he done here? Okay, it looks like he's taken out a 2x as a common factor, possibly, okay, from the 2 brackets. Then at the bottom again, he's taken out a 2x, and then he's cancelled, and he said the whole thing is equal to x, y. Okay, so it says here, identify the line in which the first error or errors were made and explain the mistakes made. So this was fine. I mean, we can deal with that, but we never take out common factors like this, okay? So I would say the first mistake was in line 2, okay? Then explain the mistake. So instead of multiplying or squaring, he took a common factor. So what I would have done here is I would have multiplied. So instead of, so he took out a common factor instead of multiplying. Okay, so there's your 2 marks, identifying it, the line, and then what mistake he made. Then simplify the expression for Isaac. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from this line over here. So we've got 2x squared y, 2x squared y over 2x cubed y. All right. So now remember what we do here. Take numbers with numbers, letters with letters. What is 2 times 2? It is 4. Now remember, if bases are the same and we are multiplying, we add the exponents. So we've got x to the power of 2, x to the power of 2, which give us x to the power of 4, because we add those exponents. Likewise over here, we've got y times y. So remember, they've got a secret 1 there. So if we add those exponents, we get 2 over 2x cubed y. Okay, so that 2 will cancel with that 4, and we're left with 1 and 2. So we're left with 2 here, and if we're dividing and bases are the same, we subtract the exponent. So 4 minus 3 is 1, so that's x to the power of 1. Again, dividing, so we subtract the exponent, so 2 minus 1 is 1, so it's y to the 1. And that's our final answer. Okay. Last question, grade 10s. Question 3. So determine the values of A and B if we have this thing like this. Okay. So let's have a look, see how we can do this. So we know that this thing over here, whatever it is, okay, we're missing this A and we're missing this B. If we find an LCD, it becomes this. Okay, so remember, if we factorize this and possibly factorize this, we find an LCD, now we're getting this. And then if you simplify this, you get this. So how would we find this? Well, we can see that the LCD must be x plus 5, x minus 5. And where do I get that from? I get it from over here, where they got the whole fraction over one denominator. Okay, so if I look at this thing now, this thing over here, this a minus x squared, that must be this LCD. It must be x plus 5, x minus 5. Okay, now how would we get that by factorizing something like this? Well, also what I want you to notice here is that this x turned into a negative. So what they did here is they flipped the sign. So they made it minus x squared minus a. Okay, that's the only way we're going to get that negative there. So if we had to factorize this, it would have to be this. Now, if I reverse this thing, I'm going to get, remember we FOIL it, first outer, inner, last. So we'll get x squared, the outers minus 5, inners plus 5, they cancel, and that must be minus 25. Okay, so that means that a must be 25. So therefore a is equal to 25. Now don't make it negative 25, because the negative is already there. So a must just take on that value, which is 25. So now we've got that. Now we need to figure out what b must be. Now if we have a look here, we've got the x plus 5, which is from our LCD here. Okay, then we multiplied this one by what it's missing. So here it is, it's minus something times x minus 5, and that's what it was missing. So there is our b value. It must be that 5. So therefore b must be equal to 5. Okay guys, and that was it. Good luck with the studies, grade 10s.